Hey everyone, this is the Unpacker. I received a few of the requests and responses, uh, one of them being pertaining to the field of law as a discipline. So, just to give an idea, I have completed my bachelor's, master's, and doctorate in law. And a lot of people who are in one way or the other who interact with the discipline of law, be it as a student or as a professional or otherwise. Uh, the first and the fundamental thing that one needs to understand is how to read law or a statute or a provision of law. Mind you, I'm not discussing about interpretation of law, that's another ball game altogether. And if requested, I will deal with that topic separately. The purpose of this video is to discuss how should one read a provision or section or a legal statute uh, in a law. So let's start. So if we look at section 299 of the Indian Penal Code, that is IPC, it deals with culpable homicide. It reads, whoever causes death by doing an act with the intention of causing death or with the intention of causing such bodily injury as is likely to cause death, or with the knowledge that he is likely by such act to cause death, commits the offense of culpable homicide. Now, the idea is that any law, any provision, any statute needs to be broken down into its ingredients in order to extract the meaningful content of that provision. So, subsequent question that arises is how to break it. So I'm going to show you this, and it will be helpful to all the students and those who are dealing or concerned with discipline of law, even those who are preparing for competition or competitive services. It will be a big help in that sense. So see, now we are going to break section 299, which deals with culpable homicide. So first ingredient is whoever causes death. It has been marked as A for the first element. Second is by doing an act with the intention of causing death or with the intention of causing such bodily injury as is likely to cause death, or with the knowledge that he is likely by such act to cause death, commits the offense of culpable homicide. So now you see the ingredients or the constituent elements of section 299. 1. Whoever causes death by doing an act with the intention of causing death or intention of causing such bodily injury as is likely to cause death, or the knowledge that he is likely by such act to cause death, commits the offense of culpable homicide. When all these ingredients are present, then case of culpable homicide is made out. So let's say A plus B plus C2 is present, then it is culpable homicide. A plus B plus C1 is also culpable homicide. A plus B plus C3 is also culpable homicide. Now let's take another example. Let's look at section 321. This is also IPC, which deals with voluntary causing hurt. It reads as whoever does any act with the intention of thereby causing hurt to any person, or with the knowledge that he is likely thereby to cause hurt to any person, and does thereby cause hurt to any person, is said to voluntarily cause hurt. Now, how do we break this section? Try it yourself. Try to break it. Okay, let's see. Whoever does any act. So, first is doing act with the intention of thereby causing hurt to any person, or with the knowledge that he is likely thereby to cause hurt to any person, and thus thereby cause hurt to any person, is said voluntarily to cause hurt. So A is act, B is intention, C is knowledge, B2 is knowledge, C is as resultant cause hurt, thereby cause hurt. Then it becomes voluntary causing hurt. So we see the constituted elements of section 321. Now let's look at another example. Let's take example of manslaughter. I'm talking about US federal code. So what is interesting is that, let me show you. Let's go to, this is the official website. So in terms of India, we see that there are various acts, bare acts, that deals with the various laws, the statutes. I'm not talking about the constitutional law, that's a separate thing. I'm talking about, let's say, for example, pertaining to civil law, criminal law, evidence. We have various acts. When we talk about US, so this is Office of the Law Revision Council, United States Code. You see that there are around 54 title. So title 1 is dealing with journal provisions, title 9 with arbitration, title 31 dealing with money and finance, so on and so forth. So it's a sort of code, complete code in that sense. Now let us look at the manslaughter provision. Where is manslaughter provision? This is 18, which is title 18 US Code section 1112. So let's look at title 18, which deals with crime and criminal procedure. Click here. Now we look at section 1112. So this will be in this part 1, which deals with crimes. We have to look at section 1112. Here it will be chapter 51, which deals with homicide. So here section 1112, which deals with manslaughter. This is the authoritative website, so we can check. Now it also states text contains those laws in effect on September 13, 2020. So it's the updated version. We also have historical and revision notes, amendments, effective date of amendment. So this is how you can look about American law, federal law. Now how to break it? Manslaughter is, let's read about manslaughter. Manslaughter is the unlawful killing of a human being without malice. It is of two kinds: voluntary, upon a sudden quarrel or heat of passion; involuntary, in the commission of an unlawful act not amounting to felony, or in commission of an unlawful manner, or without due caution and circumspection of a lawful act which might produce death. Now, subsection B of section 1112 deals with the penalty or the punishment or the imprisonment. We are not going to discuss that. So let's break this section down. One is unlawful killing of a human being. All right. Without malice is manslaughter. Now it's of two kinds. Voluntary manslaughter is either upon sudden quarrel, or another element, sub element is heat of passion. If we look at involuntary manslaughter would mean commission of unlawful act not amounting to felony, in the commission of unlawful act not amounting to felony, or commission in an unlawful manner or without due caution and circumspection of lawful act which might produce that. So you need to read it in reverse order, or you can read it like this: a lawful act which might produce death committed in unlawful manner, or lawful act done without due caution and circumspection which might produce death. So this is how you can break down section 1112 in its constituent elements or the ingredients. Similarly, let's take example of Lithuania. So this is Seimas. Seimas is basically parliament. This is authoritative source. Now, what is authoritative source? Some people might ask. Authoritative source is one which we can rely upon. So when we are researching or conducting a research, we come across many information through various sources. Now we can rely only on authoritative sources for the information. Relying on authoritative sources is not advisable. So interestingly, Wikipedia is an is not authoritative source. Is not authoritative source. Hence, never quote Wikipedia in your research. I think it's taking time to load the Lithuanian website. Just give it some second. In the meantime, let's go to France. So for France, this is the authoritative website, Legifrance, which spans out extant or prevailing law in France. Since we are discussing penal law, we have to look at Code Penal. See, so this is Partie Législative, Article 111, Clause 1 to 727, Clause 3. I'm just closing all the subparts. So you see, livre 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Livre 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So livre basically means book. Now what provision we have to look? We have to look at livre second book, and we have to look at des crimes et délits contre les personnes. This one. second book. We open second book. And which chapter we have to look at? Okay, let's find out. So there is also English version of available, this Code Penal. First chapter is dealing with genocide. We are not interested in genocide. Crimes against humanity, not interested. Deposition communes, not interested. I think this one. Yes. Article 221, clause 1. Let's see Article 221. 221. So we are scrolling down. Let's scroll down. This is 113. Here we see Article 221. Here it is. Offenses against human person, Chapter 1, Section 1. The willful causing of death of another person is murder. It is punished with 30 years criminal imprisonment. Here is the French version. Le fait d'y donner volontairement la mort à autrui constitue un meurtre. Il est puni et 30 ans de réclusion criminelle. So it's quite self-explanatory. I need not break down into sub-elements. Similarly, you can look at Article 221, Clause 2. I think it's called Clause 2. There is no sub-article 2. Please inform me if it is Article 221, sub-article 2 or Section 2. How do you call it? Or you call it Article 221, Para 2. Say for example, Article 221, Para 3 or Section 3 or Clause 3. Let's say Clause 3. So Article 221, Clause 3 deals with murder committed with premeditation is assassination. Assassination is punished by a criminal imprisonment for life. This 2213. Interestingly, there is no such word used in the Indian law, assassination. Now, let's look at the Lithuanian example. I will share all these links with you in the description in case you want to have a look at that. And similarly, there is one more authoritative site, especially for India, that will be helpful for those who are students or who are dealing with the discipline of law in India, or who want to explore research on it, is India Code. So you just go to India Code. This is Indian authoritative source by the government and contains all the statutes, constitution, all law. So let's say I am discussing about Indian Penal Code. Type Indian Penal. Here it is, and it is updated also, so one need not worry about that. Here I click, we go to Indian Penal Code. Which section we discussed? We discussed 229, right? 229. So section 229, Indian Penal Code, right? Yes. Sorry, it was 299, not 229. 299 is culpable homicide. So here we have culpable homicide. 299. Whoever causes death by doing an act with intention of causing. No. Culpable homicide. All right. Now coming to the Lithuanian. So this is English version because I cannot read or understand or comprehend Lithuanian. This is updated up to May 2015, but it will give a rough idea. Now, what section are we going to look in this? We are looking at chapter 17, Crimes Against Human Life. Let's scroll down. So we can see it's segregated or divided into various chapters. There's this general part, chapter 1, chapter 2. We have to go to chapter 17. Chapter 17 here. Here is chapter 17, Crimes Against Human Life. Article 129 deals with murder. A person who murders another person shall be punished by a custodial sentence for a term of 7 years up to 15 years. So, interesting feature that I can see by prima facie scrutiny of this article is that the discretion is curtailed of the magistrate, in the sense it seems that minimum of 7 years is required, or up to minimum and maximum is prescribed. So minimum 7 or maximum 15. Now look at two states, clause 2 of article 129. Whoever murders a young child, helpless stays, they have given further categories, shall be punished for a term of 8 up to 20 years or by life sentence. I need not bring and I did not chart out the constituent elements of it. It's quite self-explanatory. So another interesting point to note is that having gone through the US law, Indian law, Lithuanian law, and French law, it seems that the Lithuanian law is quite simple in its approach. By simple, I do not mean to say that it's easy. Simple is simple to read and simple to understand. That's how the law should be. Just go through it. It's just like you are reading a novel. Or let's look at article 134. So when we talk about UK or the England, we see that it belongs to a common law tradition. Therefore, there is no such thing like such codes as we witnessed in case of France or India or Lithuania. So until or unless a particular area of law has been codified into legislation or statute, it exists as a common law offense. So let me give you an example. If we look at these two acts, this Sexual Offences Act of 2003 or Equality Act of 2010. So Equality Act of 2010 deals with the area of sexual harassment at workplace, and these are some of the areas that have been codified. So generally speaking, common law offense, there are two ingredients in order to establish criminal liability. One is the mens rea, the guilty mind, and the actus reus, the physical conduct. If these both the elements are present, then the criminal liability can be fastened. Now, if we look at this case of Ham versus DPP 1975, we see that this case threw some light uh, on murder, the ingredients of murder. So, simply put, the facts are that X and Y were boyfriend and girlfriend. They later broke up. The boyfriend found a new girlfriend, and the previous girlfriend was not happy with the situation. She went to the house of the present girlfriend and set her letterbox on fire by pouring petrol. And she drove away after putting letterbox on fire. It came to be so it was realized that because of that fire, two children were killed, and the question was whether she had the mens rea or the guilty mind or the mental element sufficient to constitute the common law offense of murder. So you might want to give it a read in case you are interested. As regards the legislations, as I have already told you, until unless it is not codified, you won't be able to get. However, there are some books like Russell's on Crime and Arkbold. These are practitioners' guide, which deals with how uh, how to deal with these offenses. There is this authentic source with regard to UK, from where you can find the legislation or the stat. Let's say we want to look at the Equality Act of 2010. So I go to this website legislation.gov.uk. I type Equality Act. Year is 2010. Search. There we have. This is the Equality Act. Collapse all. So this is how you can find legislation statute in context of UK. So I think I will wrap up with this, and I hope you find this video useful. Uh, the main objective of this video was to get an idea as to how should one read provision slash statute uh, section of law, and this would also help in understanding, remembering, and learning the law. If there is need, then we will discuss another video about the interpretation of statutes. So that's it for now. Signing off.